Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Elite Wrestling World. I am your host GhostSaad. Thank you guys for joining me right here for AEW Dynamite post-show review. What a stack card we have for tonight. Thekla is the new Women's World Champion. So let's get dive into it and talk about that. So we started off with Swerve Strickland versus Kenny Omega face off. Swerve Strickland comes out first. He started talking about 5 years ago, Omega was on the top of the world. The last time he held the world title, the god of pro wrestling. Everyone outside of AEW was scratching their way to get to there just to face Omega himself. And then, when Strickland got to the top, Omega was nowhere to be found. During Omega's absence, the congregation is looking for a new prophet, and the church is saying, "Whose house? Swerve's house." Now, Omega is feeling healthy and good and wants to be back in the title picture. Strickland said he had to fight EVPs the last 2 years and he will gladly fight Omega as well. Omega corrected Strickland on one detail. He is never called himself the god of wrestling. It's a name that fans gave him. Omega takes their beliefs as a great responsibility. So for them to believe in him for this one final journey to the top of the mountain, Strickland might ask whose house, but no question Omega. Maybe the lights are on but no one is home. So a very good back and forth is happening between these two, and crowd was on the top of their seats for this face to face. Omega isn't asking for Strickland to believe in him, but he's asking for a fight. Omega sees the disrespect Strickland looks at him with, and but if Strickland wants a fight, he's got it, accept or yield. So Strickland said Omega is scared as this generation is lapping him. Omega cut Strickland off and said he's not the most dangerous man in AEW. It's Brody King now. And that just triggered Strickland, and they just started brawling it out. Strickland and Omega Strickland sending Omega into the barricade and steps until Omega launched Strickland into the crowd wearing a chair. Omega hit a V-trigger against the Tron. Omega wanted a one-wicket edge off the stage where Strickland had something to stab Omega in the head, getting free, and both crashing through a table. And finally security came and separated both of them. So again, a very good segment, a very generational cinema kind of face off between these two men. And now it's official on next week Dynamite. It's gonna be Swerve Strickland versus Kenny Omega one-on-one for the very first time in AEW. We saw Don Callis family versus the Death Riders, continuing the streak of both these factions trading wins in action-packed six-man tags. The ever so important momentum is now back on Moxley's side as he heads to defend his Continental title against Takeshita on Grand Slam Australia. They gave fans just enough of them interacting in this one. I wouldn't be surprised if we continue getting Death Riders against a Callis family trio. And the match is just the setup for their Continental title match at Grand Slam Australia. Pac was worked over the entire break and finally hit a suplex on Alexander to get the hot tag to Claudio. Moxley and Takeshita both tagged in and ramp up the heavy shots, ending with Moxley turning him inside out with a King Kong lariat that looks nasty. We saw Pac and Claudio clear house, leaving Alexander alone in Moxley rear naked choke into a Death Rider for the win. So Moxley getting the win, and if we get a title chain at Grand Slam Australia, I think it's gonna be interesting to see what happens next. But a very unpredictable match for Grand Slam Australia, and I'm pretty much looking forward to this. Next up is the TNT title match between Tommaso Ciampa versus Kyle Fletcher. Wow, what a banger of a match. What a TV classic we have. And I'm pretty much shocked about the result that we got, but I think that was one hell of a match for the TNT title. Fletcher looks fantastic as he always does, and Ciampa is slowly becoming the psycho killer he used to be. And for the match, we saw Ciampa got a jawbreaker to escape a sleeper, and Fletcher missed two wild shots, allowing Ciampa to hit flying forearm. The near falls in this match was just out of this world, and crowd was on their feet for every near fall, and that's that is the way to get hyped the crowd for a very good match. Fletcher whiffed on a haluva kick, spilling out, but Ciampa missed a running knee colliding with the steps. We saw Ciampa once an avalanche psycho driller. Fletcher slid out and hit a wild kick and a spinning avalanche back suplex for a very close 2 count. Fletcher looking for his turnbuckle brainbuster, but Ciampa floated over and hit a huge German suplex and a running knee, but Fletcher escaped at that as well. 5 minute call was given by the announcer as Fletcher spat at Ciampa, who keeps firing off strikes. Ciampa charged right into a Michinoku driver lariat and a sheer drop brainbuster, and that was it for the Kyle Fletcher to win back the TNT title. I think that was a fantastic match. Renee came into the ring and congratulated the new champ. Fletcher said he is going back to his hometown in Sydney, Australia with the TNT title, and he wants to defend the title in his hometown against anyone from anywhere. So Mark Briscoe music hits and he comes out and he wants to face the TNT title. And Fletcher said if they are going to fight for the seventh time, the seventh game is gonna be a ladder match, and Briscoe accepts it. So now it's gonna be a ladder match between Fletcher and Mark Briscoe for the TNT title at Grand Slam Australia. I think that's a very good match setup for Grand Slam Australia. Next up, we saw Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong versus Daniel Garcia and Clark Connors. Well, we finally got something out of this Strong Cassidy conglomeration adjacent story. I don't know why Strong wrestled in a lot of this match before deciding to bail, but regardless, I hope this is going somewhere. Darby Allin has also returned, but we never found out how he was able to make his way back from the desert. And in the post match, we saw that the bigger story of Marina Shafir and Yuta sent a big message to Cassidy and Storm, who are now out for revenge. And after the match is finished, we saw Yuta and Shafir coming out and cutting the hair of Mina Shirakawa and setting up their match, hair versus hair match at Grand Slam Australia. So I think it's a very good match and we are looking forward to that. Next up, we saw Don Callis celebrating with Andrade. Andrade was the man who took out Kenny Omega last week, and he will be wrestling Hangman Adam Page in Grand Slam Australia for the shot at the world title at Revolution. So, a very interesting match, and I'm pretty much looking forward to that as well. Next up, we saw Young Bucks versus the Rascalz and a mystery team for the number one contenders AEW World Tag Team Championship. And surprise, we found out that the mystery team is the returning Private Party, and they look stacked, they look jacked, and very much happy to see Private Party back on the TV. So for the match, we saw Rascal started lightning quick as they and Quen spiked Xavier with a double flapjack. We saw Quen fights of both Jacksons, who ultimately hit a sunset flip German combo. Zay gets planted with a Cazadora slingshot facebuster until Xavier tries stealing a pin on a posing mat for two. Handspring Pele attempt by Xavier, who was super kicked in mid-air. Zay was super kicked leaping off the top, and Metal Driver back inside on Reed for the Bucks to get the pinfall win. So Bucks are the number one contenders now. FTR came out to the ring with Stockley, and we got a face-off. Hardwood said it wouldn't bother them as every company FTR have wrestled in, they are being successful. Stockley frantically tried to wheel away when Bucks take out FTR. Bucks faked a super kick but handed him the titles and let him off with a warning. So Bucks are the number one contenders now, and I thought we could get a new contenders, but we are getting another Bucks versus FTR match. I hope that is gonna be a good one as well. So looking forward to that. And in the main event, we saw Kris Statlander versus Thekla. Strap match for the women's world title. These two women beat the holy hell out of each other, and this was the no DQ match. So we got a lot of blood in this match as well. We saw Statlander kept dragging Thekla across the ring until Thekla rolled outside and whipped Statlander right in the face. We saw Statlander battled back, bloodied and battered, but Thekla responded with the head scissor in the ropes. Thekla booted Statlander in the face, went up top and hit a high crossbody for a 2 count. Thekla again paused with her back to Statlander, allowing her to get the hell whipped out of her. Thekla escaped the tombstone, but Statlander met her with the discus lariat for a very close 2 count. We saw Sky Blue ran out to distract Aubrey Edwards as Julia had missed a spear and ate a shot with the strap. Excalibur told us that the Babes of Wrath aren't here to even these odds. We saw Blue was knocked off the apron, but Statlander turned it into a Thekla spear. Thekla speared and then hit the Cub stop on Statlander and won the title for the very first time in AEW. Post-match, we saw Triangle of Madness putting boots to Statlander until Jamie Hayter and Alex Windsor came out to save Statlander, and the Brawling Birds are here to save the former Women's World Champion. And that's the end of the show, folks. Thekla and Triangle of Madness standing tall. So that's the show, folks. Please guys, like and share this video, subscribe to my channel and keep watching Elite Wrestling World.